Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to United View. Welcome back to another morning view. Happy Monday as well. Clocks are changed. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie to you, Owen. Ain't gonna lie to you. The 1 hour thing messed me up. It did. It
Does it
did mess
affect
me
you?
up.
Does it affect you
It
quite a
does. It
lot?
doesn't normally, but I've been waking up early, obviously, gym and all that, this, that, and the other. It messed me up because when I was trying to go to bed, sleep, I was like, well, don't really feel that tired yet. It's getting to like 11:30. It's like 12:30. I'm like, got to be up at 5:30. Like, I'm not really feeling this. And
Yeah.
then when the alarm went off at the 5:30, I was like a bit knackered. I was like, put it on snooze. Didn't even realize. Messed me up a little bit. Messed me up a little bit more than it usually does because I'm not normally one that's like, the clock. It just messed me up a little bit. So, but I still get everything done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not too bad with it, to be fair. I mean, you do have that kind of thing when you go, this is actually this time now. So, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you go, well, this is actually, like now you go, this is actually 8 o'clock. Like my body's
Yeah.
feeling 8-ish. You know
So
what I mean?
everyone's saying
But
we were late. We're way early, mate. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And late again. Flecknology. Late. David, see that? At 9:01, David, you said late as always. Mate, 8:01, bro. 8:01. Only
Yeah,
yesterday or
exactly.
the day before, it was
Exactly.
8:01. So don't even go there, bro. You weren't even feeling like
Yeah.
that before. But
Yeah.
listen, big show this morning. Obviously, we're excited because we're playing a football match tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's great. We're playing a football match tomorrow. And this Matheus Cunha stuff, we didn't really talk about it properly yesterday, but it was significant what he said and what he's been saying. He is leaving Wolves, which we all expected anyway. And it's more of like so many people for a while, for a hot minute, have spoke about him as a left 10 for us. It's almost like, those players that we sort of marry up and go, yeah, that'll be left 10, 100%. That's our left 10, 100%. 100%. Do you use the bowl with the sparkling water? Nah, what's that guy's name again who does that? But I've seen it loads. Yeah.
His name.
I don't know his name.
Is it Ashton something? Is it Ashton something?
That sounds
I think?
familiar. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
You know what I
Ashton
mean?
something.
But I haven't done that. What is it?
With
We're
the
bringing
bowl.
back basically the ice bucket challenge, essentially. Is that what we're
No,
doing?
you gotta have your morning routine. You gotta wake up at 4 a.m. and spend the next sort of 4 hours not doing anything for your morning routine, which is, you know what I mean, which is put your face in water, sparkling water each time, eat a banana, then rub the peel on your face. Just say generic sort of business things. I think we've got to get to, we got to be aiming for 10,000, mate.
Yeah.
Like nothing to do with work or whatever. What else did he do? Oh yeah, he goes into the swimming pool, no diving as well. It's just
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's just what it is. Just get straight in there. Shout out to you, Donna, you happy person. Absolutely no mention of United in the Cunha stories, yet you stick it up in capitals with a little question mark. Well, the question mark is the same size as the rest of the font. It's just a question mark. It's not little or big. It's just in relative to that. And the reason why it is a question mark is because we're discussing it. Because it's a question, really. It's not a statement. I'm not saying he's coming. And he's left it open because he wants to leave. So, it's just a discussion point, really. So, shout out you, Donna Ketty. I know you're very angry with that discussion point, but stupid Cunha coming out and leaving it open for loads of clubs to speculate about whether they're going to get him or not. Oh, man. There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Send the show because there's nothing.
Well, there is something to talk about, Laurie Whitwell, but I'm not sure if you'll be angry with this because Laurie Whitwell has just said inside Man United Academy ahead of the FA Youth Cup semi-final on Obi Amas, etc. We were close to getting Cole Palmer at 16. They were umming and aving about it at City, and he goes on to talk, maybe, I don't know.
No mention of the first team there. Do not use any question marks or any exclamation marks at all. In fact, I tell you what. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do. Unsubscribing now. Unsubscribing now until the next video when I'm surprisingly here again. Even though I've unsubscribed and I've left and I'm never coming back, but I'll be here next time. Because that's always my favorite one. That is my favorite. I'm unsubscribing and I'm not coming back. And it always reminds me of everyone when they're a kid. Everyone's done this. Your mum or your dad tell you off and you go, tell you what, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You know what I mean? I'm going. I'm leaving and I'm not coming back. And your parents go, all right, sure. Then you go pack up your stuff. No, I'm being deadly serious. I'm running away. I'm leaving. And they go, no, yeah. You get closer to the door. I mean it. I'm going. And they go, all right. And you go, no, I'm being deadly serious. I'm going. You might even make it
I'm
out.
off.
You might make it out that far. You might go, I'm going. And then you realize, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm going to stay. It's all right here. It's all right. But shout out, Donna. Yeah, it is one of those. So yeah, let's talk about it. He said he wants out. He signed a new deal in the summer.
Yes.
In January. But he said he wants out.
Yes, he did. Now, okay, this is kind of known because of New Deal does have a release clause, isn't it? In it. But Cunha said, I've made it clear that I need to take the next step. I want to fight for titles, he told The Guardian. Now, he's always been pretty honest, pretty open when it comes to wanting to leave Wolves. As I said, he was linked with several moves away in January. He did end up signing a new deal, but it was a bit of a weird one because, of course, yes, he signed that new deal, but it's got a release clause in it. I mean, apparently it's around sort of 60 million, I think 62.5 million pounds, something like that. Now, you could argue, look, he's a Man United fan, hasn't he? He's done the whole,
Yep.
I'm a United fan, I support Manchester United. You could argue that the fact that he said, I want to fight for titles, maybe that does rule us out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, but then they say that.
You have to go specifically, what titles are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When
do you want to start fighting for them by? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Because we want to fight for them too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so the aspirations, like Wolves' aspirations, no disrespect, it won't be to fight for a title anytime soon. Like, it's just not. But ours is. Then again, we got an aspiration.
What do you mean by titles? Do you mean Premier League titles? Do you mean Champions League titles? Or do you mean Carabao Cups? FA Cup? Yeah. You know, what do you mean with it when it comes to that? Because we can maybe do some stuff maybe with it. Yeah. So, like you said, it kind of depends. Or you go, how long term would you want to fight for titles? Do you want to do it immediately, or do you want to do it maybe in a few years' time? Omar, it's in the chat right there. LMS. Project 2028, we're going to be 2028. We're going to be going for a Premier League, apparently, which is now that's 3 years away. Oh my God. So yeah, I suppose you can't rule out, to be honest, the thing that I think actually does almost rule us out is actually that price when you see 62.5 million pounds as a release clause. Now, I don't know if that's everything up front, because I don't know if we actually have just 62.5 million pounds just to be like all at once. There you go. We saw it with Xerxes last summer that he had a release clause, and we sort of went, well, we'd rather actually pay a little bit over the release clause so we can stagger things around. We don't have to pay it all up front and do that kind of thing. So that price point actually might even rule us out. And when someone's got a release clause, everyone's going to be interested. Arsenal will want him. Other clubs will want him. Liverpool will want him. City will want him. It's going to be a tough one to get in the summer.
It depends what comes his way. It depends what he has available as his options, length of contract, wages, all of the things that are usual. Like, I think, obviously, style and profile wise, the reason why we've spoken so much about him even before this, and a lot of United fans have said, listen, he'd be perfect, is because we've seen what he can offer the last couple of seasons. He's done really well. And you're saying, right, we play 2-10s. That's the type of player we're looking at. When you see players like him, Eze, Morgan Rogers, even the Gibbs White, when you see players that are really powerful, great ball carrying ability, can shrug off challenges, can take the ball, can keep the ball really well and create and score in them 10s. That's what we're looking for. Less so like the winger conversions. Do you know what I mean? That essentially him and Garnacho play the same position. How wild is that? Garnacho and Cunha play the same position,
Yeah.
But the difference in player and what they give you in that position is completely different, even though they occupy the same space. So profile wise, we need someone like that. Strong, powerful, can move through the thirds, can score, can arrive late in the box, and is really strong. So he fits all of that. I just think it's interesting to think, like, is there going to be one like staple signing where they push it a bit? Because we spent 50 odd million on Lenny Yoro, didn't we? Like 55 was it?
Yeah.
All in. So we did go near there. We did go near there for the player. What was it like with the add-ons? When it like 55 total package?
It was £52.18 million with
Right.
£6.73 million in add-ons.
In add-ons. So release clause, that's the only thing is. But even a release clause, and again, I'm asking the question. I'm not Kieran Maguire. I'm not Dharma Chef. Can you pay most of it up front? They get could you do 10 mil in add-ons? Can you do 8 mil in performance? Or is it no, give us a 6? Because hardly any transfers. I know some people in the chat were just saying there, well, the thing is with it's up front because it's a release clause. You've got to pay it all.
Yeah.
Does that? Is it that? I'm asking.
Well, I suppose it depends. I mean, any kind of deal can be reached, can't it? Sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could like
Fools
a bit
know
like
they're getting 50 million now.
A bit like with the Xerxes one, that you can sort of negotiate with the club, I suppose, and sort of say, look, we're actually willing to pay more. It's just going to be, staggered over a bit more time. I suppose it depends what Wolves might go. Wolves might go, look, the only way we're interested in selling Cunha is if you trigger his release clause. That's the only way we're sort of interested. I don't know. Again, it depends. As we found out with this sort of Jadon Sancho thing with the obligation, if there are deals to be made, if the player went to Wolves and said, look, the only club I'm interested in going in is Manchester United, make it happen kind of thing, then maybe they would. It depends what his agreement is with Wolves as well, because he signed that contract knowing that he's going to leave in the summer. It was really just to make sure he didn't leave in January, really, wasn't it? So, maybe he's got that agreement of, well, even if it's close to the release clause, or if it has to be worked out, it can be worked out kind of thing. You never know with transfers; they can get quite complicated, can't they? So I suppose in that sense, like you said, you can't necessarily rule it out. I just feel like if it does go down the route of triggering a release clause, there are clubs more likely to trigger that release clause than us. Way more likely to do to pay it all up front than us. I can't see a reality where we would pay that all up front, because we just under Ineos, we've seen it thus far. There just is a reluctance, and I think it is right, just to not really go that much above 50. Like you said, Lenny or I may be a bit of an exceptional circumstance, but he was a young player, potentially generational, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Would you say the same for Matheus Cunha? Maybe
no.
not.
But how did the hierarchy view him, and how does Ruben? If Ruben sees him as like, no, listen, I need this. This is like for my system. I really want this guy. Like, he's highly rated amongst what they want. What I'm saying is, will they make exceptions? What's he, 25? Did you say? Is he 25? Like, will they make exceptions to the rule if it's right 25. To do it? Would they make exceptions for someone in their prime? In his going into his peak years, he's had 2 solid seasons in the Prem where he can play at this level. Ugarte was best part of 50 odd plus a bit more. Got the price down a bit.
He's younger than people remember. He's what, 23? Yeah. Whereas Cunha is 25. He's 26 in May, so he's 26 in a couple of months.
I don't think his age. I'm not worried about that. I think there's enough. My thing is, if you give someone the 5-year deal, are you getting the best of them, or like securing them so they can? The young one is easy to give the 5-6-year deals. That's fine. If you're going to give 5-year deals, it's giving it to someone who's 29, 30. Like even the 27 is probably the cutoff. 25, you give him a 5-year deal, you're still getting, if everything goes to plan, good 4 years. Good 4 years you should be getting.
Does the discipline stuff concern you? He's had a couple of incidents.
No, you know what? I haven't looked at that and thought, absolutely not. He's a loose cannon, man. We can't have that. I haven't really thought of that. I thought of it as passion. I thought of it as like showing a bit. It didn't really put me off. Like, what did he do? He took that guy's glasses, the Ipswich doctor or whoever it was, took his glasses, got fined. Lost his head against Bournemouth.
Yeah, I didn't realise that Kirkes got booked for that when it was largely Cunha going crazy. The reason why I say I worry about that Paul Merson sentence, I worry for him. The reason I would worry for him if that was at Man United is because, as we have seen in the past, for instance, someone like a Casemiro, in his first season at United, it's really easy just to get generalised and paint with a brush when you're a Man United player. Remember when there was a period of time where Casemiro, all he's going to do is going to get red cards, and actually he's not really that kind of player. But he just for a period of time got he got the red card with the sort of the choking thing, where you do see that quite a lot actually in a lot of Premier League games. You don't see red cards, and I just worry with Cunha at United that he would be targeted, and referees in those big games, United always on the TV and always might like to make an example of United players. I would worry about his ability to handle that, But is that because, he's at Wolves, they're in a relegation scrap and he's very passionate and he's the sort of talismanic figure, the key player in that team, and he wants to keep him up? Is it just frustration? But then you go, all right, so you go to Manchester United. Oh, you'll never be frustrated playing for Manchester United. Bloody hell. That's the currency of Manchester United is being frustrated. I don't know. I that's the thing I worry about, because it's so easy, and Man United fans, we're first to do it too, is like generate narratives about certain players. He can't handle it. Oh, these players getting sent off. Remember earlier on the season when Bruno got a couple of red cards, right? Bruno got a couple of red cards, and then we're liability.
That's
liability.
It. Like, can't trust him.
Liability. Can't trust. I look at Cunha, go, you ready to handle that? You ready to handle that kind of pressure? Because it'll come.
I don't think
it'll come.
Yeah, and listen, he's played at big. Listen, he's at Atletico before. He's been at a massive club. Like, I don't think it's. He's not getting sent off every week. He's had a couple of last season. We weren't saying that about him, were we? About Cunha, weren't saying bloody hell. I'll tell you what, his attitude. So I know you learn more as you watch them more and you see different traits. But okay, he's had 2 flashpoints this season. All right, big deal. It's the Premier League, man. Like, it's the most fierce league in the world. It's the most physical league in the world. It's got the most passion. It's got this. We hype up the Premier League for all this stuff. And someone's got a couple of red cards, and we're like, tell you what, I wouldn't touch him with a basketball. Nah, man. I don't see it. But that wouldn't be a reason where I'll be like, nah. If anything, it's more the 60 million. Can we afford it? And this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Someone said earlier, I don't know where it's gone actually, but someone in the chat said, but I can't see us being able to buy 2 60 million pound players or 3. Absolutely not. I don't think we definitely can't do that. I'm just putting out there, like, could we push for 1? And then obviously we know we're going to get our Dorgus, as James always says. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's something where we have to wait and see what the club prioritizes. Obviously, this is all hypothetical. He might not even want to come here. When he talks about titles, he really, really does mean titles. I want to be going City. Mm-hmm. I want to be going, not buying, probably not going to get, but, I don't know, Juve or whatever. Whoever's put Napoli. I don't know. I want to fight for titles. City, would they go and get him? De Bruyne is going to leave, probably. Bernardo Silva's not that great in there. You could see that Kovacic is not. I know he's not a 10, but they need more attacking players in that area. Marmoush is in there now. They need legs, so he could play just off the front for City. Liverpool, Szoboszlai's kind of that. Curtis Jones tries to be that sometimes. Could they do with him? Yeah. Get games. Chelsea, you got Palmer in the 10, certified, solid. Not really looking to try but you never know.
Players, you never know.
And again, obviously Arsenal. So, but then I don't know. Would you? They've got to spend so much on the striker. There's so much. He ain't winning titles at Juve these days. I'm just saying, there's a big club that could turn it around and start competing again. So I don't know. I just think that we can rule it out in terms of we ain't got enough money for that, but we don't actually know how they will distribute the money. And if we get Champions League, we have totally different conversations in May. June.
It's fascinating when you do look towards this summer, because yet again we go into a summer transfer window where we're going, we need to get so many players and there's so much we need to do, etc. It is fascinating because there is so much work to be done, and it is one of those ones where you go, actually, what positions do you start with? I think there's a sort of general sort of thing where we go, we'll probably start with a striker. We really need a striker, and then everything else is kind of up for grabs, isn't it? You go, we need more 10s. And you go, okay. Then you go actually go, well, we still do have quite a few 10s, but we've
actually got a lot of 10s. We've got
10s, and you go, well, we need a right wing back, definitely, because we don't really have one. We've sort of established Dallo can't play there. Mazraoui's best position in this is in the back 3, so need a right wing back. Actually, midfield, well, it looks like Bruno's in that deeper position now, and it's obviously he's playing well, but do we need a sort of another version of Ugarte next to him, sort of another sort of destroyer winner? We need that. Defenders, well, we've got quite a few defenders, but a lot of them injured. And on top of that, some of them are going to be leaving. So we're probably going to need at least 1, 2 left-footed one. Leach is out for a while. So might need a left-footed centre-back. And goalkeeper, bloody hell. Maybe we do need to get actually, if it's not, a new number 1, it's a number 2 that can actually push Onana more, maybe than Bayindir actually
at least that as a minimum.
Sort of thing. So then you're already going, that's like 5 or 6 positions. And, and where'd you get the money for that? And the only way you can get that many positions is not spending 60 million on each one or even any of them. The way you get there is going like, all right, that person's about 30. That person's only 5, but they might actually turn into something. That's what we're gonna have to do.
So creative. There's because, like you said, we mentioned all these names here, so we know when we said like the big 5 of these strikers. So, Šeško, Gyökeres, Osimhen, Ekitike, and the 5th one was another one. Was it Liam Delap? I added him in. There might have been one other one that I forget. It might even be the big 6, right? Shout out big 6. But like, it's when you think about it, you're right. We probably get some like Ekitike. Did I put him in? I can't remember. But anyway, we probably go someone like we ain't even heard of, or like not even heard of. It's just like heard of him.
The
Mateta one. That was it.
I think it might be.
So there's him or that level, but that's like 40 million price bracket. There's a lot of, and then that's just like in the striker position. When it gets to the 10s, Cunha, like we've just been discussing for the last 20 minutes, 60 million. It's like, it's this guy from I don't know, Hanover. Oh, he's been doing all right. Like it's just the first thing that comes to my head. Do you know what I mean? Like this guy from Union Berlin, like he's just been doing all right. Like
but the thing is that does worry me because I worry for him because.
Like the Dorgu thing.
But like with Højlund, as long as the price point's all right, then I don't necessarily mind. But like when the Højlund stuff happened, he wasn't on anyone's like lips at the time, was he? Like,
no,
we're getting really. Rasmus Højlund. Everyone just sort of went, well, okay, Rasmus Højlund. I haven't heard of him, but he's at Atalanta and he's young. And it was like, we could probably get him for like 40 million, and that escalated ridiculously. So, but that was a different regime, different people. To be fair, there is already with this, with Jason Wilcox and Vavel, there is sort of money in the bank, as it were, credibility with, they've actually done a good job getting Aiden Heaven in. And actually, last summer's window isn't looking too bad, actually, in retrospect, is it? Because, most of the signings we're talking about now they've done okay. Even Joshua Zirkzee, which for half the season we're saying is a flop, but last few games we're going, actually, bloody hell, he looks all right. The only thing with Zirkzee is, we didn't buy a striker, we bought a 10, so we still needed to get a striker because Joshua Zirkzee's a 10. He's one of our better 10s now. So I suppose there is a bit of faith that if there was a striker, like you say, in Liga or the Bundesliga or La Liga that we haven't really thought about that much, you do kind of trust United more to be able to find it now than maybe a couple of years ago, perhaps.
Yeah, and we've been asking for that. Like, I know I've been a big advocate. How many times, Owen? Speaking out both sides of your mouth here, Flex.
Exactly.
Like, I've been asking for the longest. People like the Dorgu thing. Exactly that. What was that? 30 million. It's even less than that.
And that was the funny thing with Dorgu, wasn't it? For ages, it was like, we're paying too much money for him. And then actually, in the end, it was £25 million with £4 million in add-ons. 25 million quid.
So that's like our new base level. But I was even asking for the things lower than that. Do you know what I mean? Like, can we do the Brightons? Can you go and get? I know these players haven't turned into maybe what we thought. I'm just saying the Encisos, the Buenanotes, the Mitomas, the Caicedos, the Baliba. Like, could we go down that? And listen, Brighton got that to a T. I'm not saying just copy what they do. Go South America, and it means they're all good enough. But then we've got Diego Leon. Let's see what he looks like when he comes in. Got Sekou Kone. Let's see. Yeah. Chido Obi's already in the first team. And then, like we said about Heaven, so it has changed. Jason Wilcox has changed the complexion of those types of players, and look how young they are. Plus the ones we already had in there. The Fletchers are in there. Ibrahimov's on his way up. Harry Amas is in there. You know what I mean? Sheer Lacey's been really highly reputable. So it's, we're already changing that perspective. So you're right, I think, about like, actually, we probably would trust them a little bit more if it's like, I really heard of this kid. But it makes you feel a little bit more, we're really doing something. If you get someone That's what it is. Super chat shout out Joe Fleming says, United View, hyper. We got the Sting, Viper, Bun in the Ting, Lighter, King of the Ring, Fighter. Just running some bars, Joe Fleming. Big up to you, bro. Just coming through with a verse. It's coming through with a verse. You know
I thought it was going to be a specific song that I didn't know. I was like,
no, unless I'm missing something. I think that's just a Joe Fleming exclusive.
Special.
To be fair. Yeah, Joe Fleming special. Shout out Ryan. He says, could you do what we do with release clauses? Pay a couple million more than the clause and pay that in installments. Example, 55 million rather than 50 million, which is what we were just talking about, Ryan. We did do that with Joshua Xerxes. And that is a thing. Exactly. If it's 60 million, do we say we give you 65 and spread it out? Maybe so. JP87 says Cunha snatched them glasses real bad, man. Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. You need people with some character, man. We need some proper. Do you know what I mean?
Said this the other day. We need bastards. We need bastards, man. That's why I was going back at the Ugarte criticism the other day, which is bizarre, by the way. How that I don't know if you
I still don't understand where I commented under. I didn't understand. What did he play so terrible for thing? And then I saw they were playing at a mad altitude.
Yeah, it was so weird how suddenly it was just Man United fans just didn't like Ugarte. And this is when Flex, speaking out of both sides of our mouth, we need bastards in our team, we need aggression, blah, blah, blah. And then we sort of see it and we're like, no, we don't like it. I don't know. But yeah, we do need that. So I'm not opposed to having Cunha in because he's maybe a bit aggressive or he wants to win or he gets in a bit of trouble because you need it. Bloody hell, in the 90s, our team was infamous for surrounding referees, red cards, whether it was Roy Keane, Cantona, you name it. We always got them all the time. But it's fine.
I don't get just it's almost like I don't know. For me, I'm happy. I'm just like it's easy. I'm happy. Mac, I like a little bit of needle, is what I'm saying. I'm happy with that temperament of like just be that. I need like I say more bastards. I need it. Mac says I don't want to get ahead of myself with the transfer window, but I hope they've planned thoroughly for it. We need business done early for Ruben's sake. Oh yeah, that's another thing in it. Like. And you start going into the window and things take too long, etc. We don't want that. We want to be going on tour.
Well, they've got no excuse. They've got no excuse. Yeah. I mean, Sir Jim, when he did that interview with Gary Neville, when he was talking about the Ten Hag stuff, he was sort of going, that there was only a couple of us in, at the time. And,
yeah, true.
Basically, and, mea culpa, made a mistake, mea culpa is what he was saying. But now he said it, hasn't he, that everyone's in, everyone's got their roles. There's plenty of time to go until the summer. You've got your coach, the playing staff, everything. So
everything what you need.
The work in earnest should have started ages ago. And you're right, it should go into the summer window being like we know exactly who we're going after. We've already made the contacts. We're going to try and win the Premiership. Manchester United, Premiership, and play good football. That's what it's got to be.
Football, Manchester United,
football,
Manchester United in the Premiership.
with Manchester United.
Oh, we absolutely want to put Manchester United back to the top of where it should be.
Yeah, the Old Trafford's a bit tired.
Yeah, some are overpaid, and contracts too big, but
we decided to give Eric the benefit of the doubt. And that was a mistake. We hold our hands up there. Mea culpa.
Oh, so Jim, man, it's not even funny, but it is at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Also, I had something in my head I was going to talk about. It was about the transfers. Oh yeah, the players that are leaving. So like when we're talking about what the priorities are, obviously you say you probably start a striker. I was thinking. And then you say you take the players into consideration that are just leaving, where you have to fill the space. So Christian Eriksen leaving, and he's a 10 for us, isn't he? Really, he needs
under Ruben, yeah.
Under Ruben, yeah. So under Ruben, he's a 10 in this system. So he needs replacing. Victor Lindelof's gonna leave. You've brought Heaven in. Victor Lindelof and Evans are gonna leave.
Yeah,
we need a centre half. I think we need another centre half because that'll be Yoro, De Ligt, Heaven, Martinez as 4, and you always play 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mazraoui's auxiliary, but not a thoroughbred centre half. That's 5. And you need another
Well,
one.
he might become that if we actually have a right wing back, and then you go and right Dallow's it's him and this right wing back and Dallow competing for it. Then you do go with Mazraoui. Actually, he's the John O'Shea. He's a Moroccan John O'Shea. He's everywhere. You know what I mean? Left wing back, right wing back, centre back. Occasionally,
he's always going to be a
midfield,
utility
10.
man. Yeah, he's always going to be a utility man. You do need a guy like that in your team, where certain games you can come in, just give us a 6 or a 7, come out. You know what I mean? And obviously, right now we're relying on him a lot because the injuries and the demands of what Ruben's asking. He can do a lot of things decent. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the excelling in it we don't get from him, but he's a good, competent performer. But yeah, so I'd say we need a centre back. And actually, yeah, when you think about the 10s we've actually got, bro, like it's a lot. It's a lot. Like Kobe is seen as a 10 in this. Garnacho, Ahmad, Xerxes, Mount, and Ericsson right now, but he's going to leave. That's 5, and that's not even including Bruno because he's just naturally gone back. But he is a 10, really. So that's 7, including Bruno. Then you take out Ericsson because he's going to leave. So that leaves us with 6. And out of that 6, none of them, unless something crazy happens, are leaving. Well, the Kobe, which you don't know.
Well, and also as well, we're saying about attacking options. Obviously, Rashford's probably going to leave.
He's going to leave.
Anthony, last night is the derby against Sevilla. He's waving the flag. He's on people's shoulders. I mean, clearly he's really enjoying it. His time there, and the fans have already taken.
Shout out Terence.
Yeah, there you go.
Talk about it now. Sorry, just quickly, since you're on that topic, before you carry on, Terence says, don't know if you already mentioned this as I just joined in, but I'm genuinely happy for Anthony. He's become quite a cult hero for Betis. Big him up. And he has. Owen, you was just saying there. Big up to you, Terence, as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. And, he's obviously scored a couple of goals, assists, and he looks relatively happy there. And this is when it goes back to, like we were saying before, yesterday on the Trinity with James, is that I think we should almost want these players when they're going out on loan to do well because it means they're more likely to leave. Now, there's a legitimate conversation at Real Betis, wasn't there? Once the season ends of can we get Anthony back?
They really want him,
Can we sign him permanently? Can it be another loan, this time of an obligation? Can we do something? I mean, we were stunned, weren't we, when that loan happened, when how much the contribution of the wages that Betis were doing. We're like, you're bloody mad. You're crazy. And they'll probably look at it now and they're like, we got value for money out of that. So we're really happy with it. So that's good. So suddenly Anthony actually leaving in the summer permanently, which before he went out on loan in January, we'd have been like, no way, I don't know how that's going to happen. Who's going to pay for it? Well, the answer now is Real Betis. They'll pay for it,
They will. They will. He's played 12 games,
obviously.
4 goals, 4 assists. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Plus, I haven't watched him. I have to admit, I haven't watched him for 90 minutes in any of those games. I've seen highlights of a lot of the games. But also, you've got to take into account, see, the 4 and 4 in 12 is good. Mm-hmm. But then obviously, when he's in this sort of mood, I can only imagine someone shoot me down if I'm wrong. He's probably running around, loads of tackles, try and get the crowd up, like really applying himself to the cause. Where as a new fan of him coming to you would go, wow, he really cares. He wants to be here. Well, he's you know what I mean? And for them, when you see him celebrating with the flag and the passion and all of that stuff, he's endearing himself to the fan and to the fans. And actually, that's a good trait that he does have. He definitely does try. He always tries. You can't accuse him of being lazy or not running. Sometimes he slows it down when he has it. And you go, he just stops, don't go past the man. That's a bit hesitant. But in terms of work rate, put it about. He was giving it this with us and kissing the badge and good pat. And when he scored against Barcelona, obviously first goal against Arsenal, when he scored, he didn't score many for us, but when he did, and just in general was celebrating with other players, he is a good team player. He cares.
Well, the other thing to consider with a lot of transfers in the summer too is there's a World Cup at the end of next season. So if you don't play, if you're not playing or you're not involved, you ain't going to the World Cup, and it's a big World Cup, North American World Cup. A lot of obviously it's biggest competition, sporting competition. And for some players, as we've seen, once you're out of that international setup, you just might not get back in for the rest of your career. So, but if you have a good season, and suddenly you're in the conversation to be, playing in the biggest sports competition there is. So that's the case for obviously Anthony. It'll be the same when it comes to Rashford or any players we can possibly think of. People like Casemiro, I know he's been miles out of the Brazilian team for a while, but you might think of it like, if I can actually just get a season where I'm playing somewhere, my one last go at a World Cup, well, maybe you never know. So
you can dream. They're going to get a new manager, new look Brazil.
Exactly. So I don't know. So and that's the case of a lot of players. They might look at a Marcus Rashford who's now gone on loan to Aston Villa. He's back in the England setup. They're like, oh, okay, play at the World Cup. So that's something else to consider in the summer too. Is that thing that happens to us a lot, which is players just going, you know what, I'll just stay at United. Can't be bothered. That's kind of changed next summer because it's like, all right, if you don't play, you ain't going to the World Cup, mate. It'd be interesting. Like, so when someone like, say, Harry Maguire, who has played a lot under Ruben, maybe because of the injuries, is he going to get the sort of nudge in the summer? Like, you do realize if you're going to want to play for Thomas Tuchel in England, you're going to have to be playing every week. Is that going to happen at United? You've got a year left on your contract. Maybe now actually is the time to
makes
kind of
it
move
easier.
on,
Yeah, it makes it an easier decision for him to make. That's another thing. Yeah, we haven't taken into account as well, like, not shock sales, but sales that we might not have necessarily seen come in. You might think, nah, stay and see it out. Casemiro one's one. Harry Maguire one's one. Obviously, not a lot of money. If Harry Maguire left in last year's contract, probably get about 10 million. But it's 10 million that we need. The same with Casemiro. We'll take anything just to get him off the wages. And actually, Ruben's found a spot for him doing all right in this team recently. Doing okay. Just not looking like, down tools, get to Saudi because you can't run. Remember, because that's what was, not saying he belongs at this level. We need to invest in him and keep him there because he's thing, but he ain't getting run past like that 4-0 Palace because, again, team setup. It's the same with everything. The team starts playing a bit better, and and all of a sudden, in the last 7 games, we're talking about, in all comps, we're talking about the team in a different light. Now, I'm not trying to do that prematurely and overgas it, say like, we're back, we turned the corner. We still, these next 3 games, like we've said many, many times, we will find out. But obviously, it's all about the Lyon game. People are, the league, it's like if we lose a game here or there in the league now against these good teams who have been good all year, not really going to be much of a surprise, is it? I don't think we'll lose against Forest. I stick by that. I still think we'll get a draw. But if we did lose, wouldn't be uproar, would it? Wouldn't be like, fuck yeah, how have we lost that? Like, what's going on? If we do go on to lose against City, that at home, I'm like looking at them. I'm like, come on, I think we can take them. I really, really do. I'd be disappointed if we. That's one I would look at. I know you can say City are better than Forest or whatever, but are they? No, they're not this year, really. I want us to beat them, but if you go away to Newcastle in these things, you get touched. As long as we're still in against Lyon, you know what I mean, and going to the next phase, the league's done. You know what I mean? Just don't get embarrassed. If you lose narrowly, you lose 1-0, 2-1, whatever, you lose. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, people were doing the Lyon sort of scouting missions over the weekend.
Yeah, because they got beat by Strasbourg, didn't they?
Strasbourg, yeah, and everyone was like, oh, maybe they're
it's the
not.
Worst thing we can do.
I know it's the worst thing we could do because it doesn't matter, does it? You know what I mean?
They'll be up for it. You know what I mean? I just look at it though. I do, and I just go, because what happens is as fans, because we know how important it is to us, we build it up. So we get scared of, obviously, Shirky's doing amazing, like this, that, and the other. But then when I just look at the team, bro, and I'm seeing like Maitland-Niles, Matic, Lacazette, and that, I'm going, yeah, this kid's got some ability. I know he can twist you up and that, but come on, man. Like, someone make sure you take care of him. Make sure, okay, he might have it's going to do some stuff. Cool. We can't shut him off over 2 legs completely, but other than that, Lacazette shouldn't be mashing us up, man. Matic shouldn't be running the game.
No.
Maitland-Niles,
if Matic is literally running the show, can you imagine that in 2025 and he's better than our midfield? Could you imagine that?
Do you know what I mean? Like, and listen, don't get me wrong. The depths what we've sunk to, I get why people are like, and you listen, it's Liga as well, so teams play with a lot more intensity. Ruben even spoke about it. He spoke about, it suited others against Real Betis. La Liga is not as physical. We were able to dominate more. And he goes, it's going to be different, playing a team from the French league. They have natural athletes. They have a lot of physicality in that league. But again, I'm sorry. And this could come back to really, really bite me. But I'm just like, Mate, and I was right back in that. Unless I listen.
We've been doing this with the Europa League all season, haven't we? We've been going, and we're kind of I think we're a bit fearful to look at it like this, but we're a bit like when you do look at the teams left in it, we look at it a lot of them going, surely surely, and then you have to catch yourself because you go, yeah, but we're not that great, and you go, and then exactly, you go, but then the matches happen, and we're the better team. Because we haven't lost in Europe this season. We play and we go, yeah, of course, yes, we can beat.
Right.
We can beat Victoria Pills. And yes, we can beat. We can beat.
You know what I mean?
Real. Yeah, of course we can. Yeah,
Supermendi's back for the thing. Didn't really do anything, did he?
Yeah. Like. And the way it's going again, like in the last round, first leg's away, second leg's at home. You go, that's perfect for us then. Second leg at home, finish it off at Old Trafford, and you go, yeah, but we're rubbish at Old Trafford. And go, well, actually, last game against Leon was probably our best performance at Old Trafford all season, really, wasn't it? You go, that was all right, And
they changed their team. I'm looking at their team that just lost 4-2. They played Shirky up front, Tolisso in a 10. Vertal, centre mid. With Tessman, they've got Tagliafico. Obviously, remember when we talked, Ajax boys were telling us to bring him in.
Yeah,
a few years back. He's quite old now, Argentinian. Lacazette came on off the bench. Matic came on off the bench, and then obviously I don't profess to watch Leon every week, so the unused subs I don't really never heard of them, but I don't know, man. Just.
Well, like you said, and I suppose this kind of goes on to the Forest game tomorrow, which is 8:00 kickoff. We'll be live. I'll be live at 6 p.m. for a match day, a match for you. Oh, how exciting! We're going to actually have a match, and it's going to be a very fun match for you as well. I remember you saying going into at the end of the last batch of games that this is going to be the interesting one to see if we have developed or not. When Forest away, who. Look, they're good. Forget this season wonder stuff. They're good. You know what I mean? They're good. They cause you problems. They're set up. They're perfect for the way that they're set up. We'll probably have more of the ball because every team
they're not amazing in every game, though. They're not. It's not like they're like, oh my god, they're so good. So like they're not invincible.
No, but at home, they've only lost once or twice at home this season. They don't drop points. Yes, they play on the counter attack, which. We're not very good against teams on the transition against us. If we have a lot of the ball and they're behind the ball, we don't really know what to do with it. So these games, like you mentioned, Forest, City, Newcastle, that will be the one where we would go, all right, if we come out of that with, I'm not saying win every game. I think it might be one win and maybe a draw and a loss or something like that, because I still think we're quite indifferent. It will be interesting to see if we can carry over that level of performance that we had just before the international break, because that was the difference, wasn't it? Coming out of those last batch of games, we were actually like, I tell you what, maybe minus the Fulham one, performances were better. Against Real Sociedad at Old Trafford, that was one of our better performances. That's like, well, actually, we played well in that game. We played against Arsenal at Old Trafford. Like, actually, we should have won that game. We've played better. We've played better there than we have recently. So now it's going to be interesting to see if we can carry that over away from home. Because if we did get a result, I mean, I know you say that you think we will. I still don't see it, to be honest, against Forest. I reckon we got better.
Because when I say result, like I said, I think we'll get a draw.
I mean, I'm more confident playing against City, which says a lot.
Yeah, because I think we'll win that game.
I think we'll win that game, but Forest are good. They are. They score. They get results as well. Like you said, it's not even necessarily that
they dig it out
every single game they're amazing, but they get results. And there's something about, as we've seen, that if you can just keep winning and winning, which is what they've done this season. I mean, now you're sort of going, if they don't get in the Champions League next season, you would say, what's happened? They'd have thrown it away.
Well, the pressure, because these are the championship rounds, isn't it? This is where the pressure really kicks in. They are 5 points ahead of Chelsea. In third, Chelsea in fourth with 49. City 48, so 6 points above there. It's still close, but you lose 2 games, bro. It's not easy. Like you say this, we could say we beat them. Say we beat them. You know what I mean? That's one, and they got to face Villa away. They got a tough run. Everton, Spurs away.
Look at that last day of the season. They've got Chelsea at home.
There you
go. That's a good last game of the season. That, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously the semi-finals of the FA Cup in that as well against City, like West Ham away. Chelsea, and that's not.
They've got Spurs away, but they'll beat Spurs away.
You never know. Spurs just weird though. Could just nick a draw. It might not be enough. They got. Do you know what I mean? If they lose against us and someone gains 3 points, they only got 3-point cushion. So you get a couple of draws. Like you got to get over the line. So, but listen, I'm not. Listen, Forest have been very, very good. Very, very good team. I just think that sometimes again we build these games up of like, oh my god, we're going to get steamrolled. They're going to move to us. And I've learned a little bit from that.
Get steamrolled.
I think we set up all right. We're strong. We'll be in the game. They let us have the ball. They'll be devastating in transition. So we've got to be very, very careful of that. I think Chris Wood's still out. So Taiwo Awoniyi it will probably play again. But you know what you're getting in it. You like the wing backs. So Dorgu will be back in up against my son Anthony. He's at it, but again, he's not. It's not unplayable.
It sounds like he's got most assists in the Premier League in the Premiership in 2025 or something.
In the Premiership,
something like that. Alanga.
Has he?
Apparently so.
Yeah. He's playing well. It's my son. Yeah. He's playing well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what you're going to get from Hudson-Odoi on the left. You know, tricky customer going to cut in. He's got that far corner shot on lock. And in transition, you know, Gibbs White's very, very good. They've got Elliot Anderson. He's going to work very, very hard in there as well. The 2 centre halves, solid. So, listen, we know what it is. But, you know, Ola Aina is one of the coolest customers. He ain't going to be worried or scared against playing against Garnacho. You know, or Dorgu.
They got good defense.
Good defense.
Yeah.
So, I just think we stay in it quite nip and tuck. Maybe not a lot happens. Because I've seen a lot of games of that with Forest where you go, not a lot's happening here. Not quality. They're there, but then they find it. They find it. So you know,
that's how they beat City at home recently, wasn't it? Just stay in the game, and then take your chance.
And they do it. It was the same against Arsenal. Yeah, I know Arsenal obviously way better than us, but they hung on in there. They couldn't really get the main chance. Had a couple near the end, but it's mainly Arsenal probing because they give the ball. So if we keep the ball well and don't give them too many transitions, we could have a more comfortable evening than we might have thought. That's all I would say on that. Obviously, you can lose any game. You can get stuffed. You can make mistakes. I get all that. Yeah. But I just feel that we'll do okay.
When we played them at Old Trafford, we were our own worst enemy, weren't we? That was Onana.
Yeah, we gave it to them
that day, you know, with the Gibbs White stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, but that was early on in the season, I suppose. But, you know, I agree with you in the sense of I don't think we should go there to be like, oh, I'm really worried about that and they're going to roll all over us. Don't think that. I just think with the form that they're in, I just think they might just have a bit more that will just pip us on that day. But like you said, if it was a draw, I wouldn't be shocked by that. I wouldn't be shocked by that. I would be shocked if we went there and won. I'd be like, well, that is a bit of a result because teams aren't doing that much.
Teams aren't doing it,
But then that might be, you know, then we can actually say, United turning the corner. We can do one of those.
Then you can. I mean, the last couple of games, Ipswich, they beat comfortably, but Ipswich. They beat City narrowly, but they beat them. Then they beat Ipswich again on penalties. That was 1-1. Arsenal 0-0. They capitulated against Newcastle 4-3, but Newcastle took their foot off the gas and nearly got back in it. Before that, they lost against Fulham. Before that, they were 2-2 with Exeter. Had to win on pens. Not that they care. They look where they are in the FA Cup semi-final. Doesn't matter, but that's just what happened. Brighton. They beat up 7-0, but then just the game before that, they won. They got beat 5-0. So before that, they narrowly beat Southampton. Nearly threw that away last minute. Game before that, they drew with Liverpool. So it's like they've had a bit of a like. It's not like win, mashing up everyone. Like Forest can be beat. They can.
Yeah.
You got to be good on your night to beat them. It's like, do you know what I'm saying? But
I hope you keep this. I hope you keep this positivity in the match view tomorrow.
Well, I will. And also, someone just said there. I did want to say this. Let me go back because it just stuck in my mind. Where was it? There you go. Chess King says a generational crash out by Flex incoming 4-0. KG was right. But here's the thing. I won't be like that. If we lose, because like I said,
someone clip this. I mean, you're declaring now you will not be.
I won't be like that. Yeah, I won't because, and I'll tell you why I won't be like that. Because I understand, obviously, we can lose narrowly. Like they're a good team. I just don't think we will. And I'm at the stage where maybe it's because of the Premier League's kind of just winding up. I don't really. The losses, if we lose narrowly, I'm not like. Why would I go crazy at that? If we lose 2-1 tomorrow, like I don't. Why would I go mad? Why would I go mad though? What?
Yeah. I just think I'm
gonna go mad?
Just the whole. Why am I gonna go mad? I'm not gonna go mad. Why would I go mad?
Yeah.
And it's just gonna cut. It's gonna cut to these stupid fucking players.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
You're an ogre. You're this.
I'm not. The only way you get any form of like anger is if like there's like crazy things going on.
It's Man United.
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen, man. We're not. If we lose, here's another one for you. If we do lose, it's gonna be close. It won't be like these lot got absolute. I can't look at this crap. 3-0.
Like,
look at the goals just flow. It won't be that. It won't be that. Trust me.
Dallow's playing, Onana's in goal. You know, we're making progress, but we've still got to understand who these players are. You know,
but that's what. But then, like what people used to say to me, "Why are you getting angry? You know it's in there." So now I'm going down that route of like.
And then what would you say at the time? Then what would you say at the time in response to that?
I would say you're right. That's why I'm not that angry. That's what I'm saying. If we get cooked tomorrow, I'm not going to be fuming. What if we're losing 3-0 first half, Flex? Joe Blackman, chill.
Well, it's not even necessarily that, because I've seen you fuming when it's like, say, 1-1 and we concede a late goal. So it doesn't have to be that we get absolutely pumped or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. But that's just emotions of being a fan. Jesus.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So you can't be like, I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to be angry. There's no way I'm going to be angry. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to do it.
Okay. Oh my God. So I've literally got to like probably write out every event to clarify. Because I feel like what's happening is I can feel it already. What's going to happen tomorrow is any form of like there's a bad pass or we conceded a goal, you know, in the game or everyone's going to be like, you can't.
JB says, you're going to go, look at this. Look, he's jogging. Look at this civilian. You criminals. I've done many a match for you with you, Flex. There is no way you are going to sit tomorrow and if something bad's happening or whatever, you're just going to go, I'm totally fine. It's all right.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, obviously. No, see, that's different. Obviously saying, I'm totally fine. I know it's fine. It don't matter that Gibbs White cutting in. Oh yeah, totally. I'm not going to enjoy us losing. That's different.
I'm not saying you're going to enjoy us losing. I'm not saying you're going to enjoy us
losing. Saying I'm totally fine is like saying, I'm cool.
You said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You said
I'm not going to crash out.
I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That feels very, very definitive and absolute. I could be
disappointed.
And I don't think you're going to do that. I don't think, as your friend, I'm saying I'm not going to get angry. Unlikely for you to say.
So angry is the whole shouting, swearing, like what? Oh, for God's sake, you know. But if we concede a goal, yeah. Obviously, I ain't gonna be like, it's all good. Of course not. Like I'm supporting my team.
Then why say I'm not gonna get angry?
Because I'm not gonna get angry. Like I'm talking about the like crash out. That's what I think we're kind of not understand. I'm not saying like I'll be like, oh fucking hell, man. That's what stupid goal to concede.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what you got to be careful.
But I'm allowed to
when you're talking absolutes. When you're talking absolutes, I'm not going to. It's not going to happen. Then when inevitably it does happen, because like you said, it will happen if we concede. Then people are going to go.
Oh, but come on, have I got to state that if we concede a goal, I'm going to be disappointed? Have I got to state?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Fuck off, man.
Yeah. Well, you're angry now.
That's what I've got to do. That's what I've got to do. All right. So you know what? Yeah. I'll tell you what, Owen. Let's do this. Let's just quickly, because we're nearly finished. We've got 1 minute left, right? A few minutes left. Can we just, you know what?
And we're all a community here. Look.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
We're all a community here. The community knows you. Yeah, the community knows you. The community knows me. We know all of each other. All right. Yeah, we see each other every match day. And they're not buying the idea that you're not going to get angry.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. Right, I've written criteria, or let me just put okay, not okay. Let's keep this really simple.
Well, look, what we
I'll put okay, not okay, right? If we concede with what I've said, what is going to be an acceptable response that doesn't go over the threshold of you're really angry, you're angry. If we score, what do you expect to see from me in the context of what I've said?
If we concede?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you'll be angry.
No, I mean, like, with me saying, like, yeah, listen, I'm not going to go mad.
I'm
I'm
not going to
just saying,
crash out.
like, what do you think is
Well,
an acceptable response if we concede for me?
I think you'd probably be like, oh, it's bad. Well, you'd be like, this is difficult because I've done things in streams before, and then people will say you're crashing out, but I don't think that I am. But then
Yeah,
I
you're just
realize that I am.
responding to a goal. Like, you can't just, because what happens in football YouTube is every time you concede, and you express normal distaste to your team conceding. It's classes crashing out. It's classes you losing your head. Like, nobody wants to see a goal going against their team. So you can't, not just going to sit there and be like, it's great. Like, that's good.
What's
I'm
the
glad,
worst crash out
for us.
you've ever had on stream? Do you think?
Oh, fucking hell, man. Maybe the Lingard last minute messed up. People say taking the mannequins off. When Odegaard scored, when I said, I'll tell you what's going to happen here. These lot are going to.
You didn't really crash out, to be fair. You just sort
Did I
of sat
not?
there in
As I
silence for
told
that
you.
one. Yeah.
Newcastle was obviously one when the goals were flying in quick. That's
the ogre one was
the ogre one was because that is a moment I really do look at, and I'm really disappointed in myself.
Yeah,
with that one. I am. That one was one of my worst moments. I hate because I don't like calling people names. Call me soft or whatever.
No.
I just don't. I just not me. So to call him that, I feel really bad. Like even when I see Xerxes in person, I feel bad because I really like him now. So, do you know what I mean? Rip it all up. Was that the Chelsea? Oh, the 4-3. Oh my god. Oh,
yeah, that was bad. That was you and KG. And actually post Newcastle, where you and KG for like 25, 30 minutes just argued with each other.
A couple of times, Brighton last minute, last couple of seasons or whatever. So there's been some Brighton ones in there.
Arsenal when they scored last minute twice at the Emirates last season. Josh was in the room. Yeah, that was bad.
Oh, that was bad. Obviously the 7-0, we all know that.
Yeah.
But that Chelsea one, 2-0 down, 3-2 up in quick succession in the second half, and we conceded 2 to actually lose. I was fuming. Yeah. The Brentford one, was getting licks the whole game, jammied it, Mason Mount, then they still got a draw.
Yeah.
So but anyway, I've got my thing. So what are you saying?
Well,
like if we concede, what am I allowed to say? That's like,
I don't know.
Getting angry. What?
I don't know.
All right.
You want specific phrases?
Well, just a generic kind of. Well, as long as you don't like you're shouting and your voice is loud, and it shows. Like, what are you saying here?
Well, you're going to shout and your voice is going to get loud, but it's difficult to define. This is my point. It's difficult to define because,
there you go.
But that's why it's difficult. That's why when you say I'm not going to get angry, you know inevitably what's going to happen.
I'm just saying if we concede a goal, because be allowed some grace period to be like, fucking hell, man, can't believe that's what a stupid goal to concede.
So just to clarify then, what you're saying is because you've said that you're not going to get angry. What you don't want is for us to concede. You get angry, and then people say, "Flex, you're getting angry." You said you weren't going to get angry, even though you are.
No. Yeah, no. The anger. Okay, anger and disappointment is are we saying that? Yeah, I'll be right. There you go. Anger for me, just is the voice is loud, swearing and fucking you idiots, you criminal. Nah, all the time. Like what? I can't keep it in. That's angry. Disappointed. Oh fucking hell! Stupid goal, man. Stupid goal. 20 minutes in. How has he not seen that ball go over his head? Stupid. So stupid.
I think what we really need, to be fair, and maybe this is why you're not the best on match days, is we need someone measured. We need a measured fan, a measured person, and that's why Kevin Gary is going to be with us tomorrow. We need someone that's measured, a very measured fan. Because KG, he never screams at the chat. He'll never scream at the chat and use words and insult them or anything like that. We need people that are measured fans. Imagine
that, eh? Imagine that. Trinity match you. Make sure you're there, guys. I think is Marcel in as well?
I haven't asked him yet, but maybe.
Yeah. Hopefully we get him in as well. Shout out DJ. DJ says SJA Awards winners, big up. I'd love for United to get Cunha, Ekatike, and a few more. And I feel we could do something. Big up, lads. Shout out to DJ, of course, as always, man. DJ, family. 100% family. Right, we're out of here, guys. Big up, everyone. Have a good day. Get it in for your week. You know what I mean? Have a productive week. And we'll see you for the red carpet later on this evening. That's at 7 p.m. Check that out. Get your UV merch. Link is in the video description below, and right there's QR code right there, over there, right there. It's right there, mate. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes, at Super Josh Ward. And we'll see you later on this evening. Take care, peeps. We're out. Peace.